If you co-own the property with your kids to avoid the probate process and they lose their job and they're unable to make payments on the things that they have loans against them, they will have to sell off a portion of your property that they have ownership of to be able to pay creditors off for the debts that they owe. So this is a big risk that you expose yourself to when you co-own the property with your kids to avoid the probate process. Your kids could be really good with finances and they could plan ahead really well. They could reduce their expenses and do all the things correctly. But if they lose their job and they're unable to make or find a new one and they're unable to make payments on the loans and expenses that they do have, they could go into default on all of these things and potentially go into foreclosure. This is just a general risk that people face. But the problem is when you co-own that property with your kid, your home that you live in that you have given them co-ownership of is subjected to being sold off to pay off the debts that they owe in the event that they go into default on their expenses. Now, the problem is they don't control whether or not they lose their job. So you're exposing yourself to the risk that they are taking on as individuals. Then there are other ways that you can pass the property down to your kids without putting yourself into this kind of risky situation. One is going to be a transfer on death deed. You maintain full ownership of that property. You don't give them any ownership. You just name them as the designated beneficiary. And then when you pass away, the property will transfer down to them upon your passing and avoid the probate process. Another one is going to be a revocable trust. You put the property inside of the trust. You are the trustee and the beneficiary while you are alive. It's as if you still own that property. So you don't really lose the benefits of having the ownership of that property, like homestead exemptions and your property taxes aren't reassessed, things like that, as long as you're setting it up correctly. Caveat there. Then when you pass away, the property will avoid the probate courts and go directly down to your kids as long as they are listed as the designated beneficiaries. If you want help setting this up, click the link in the bio, fill out the form, and schedule a time to talk some more.